everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 24 of FTB Revelations with Direwolf20. Today I want to try and make a magical thaumcrafty base, right? So we've got a couple mismatched items and blocks laying around outside our back door here. I'm thinking I want to make that a little bit better. So I'm thinking the thaumcraft base should be somewhere generally around here-ish, right? And I'm going to probably continue clearing out a large area of terrain, kind of on all sides. And ideally the plan would be like over time we'll have like a thaumcraft area and like different buildings for different structures. I've done that a few times in my series and I usually like how that turns out. I think it looks really cool. I think it's really neat to say like, here's my astral sorcery area. Here's my nuclear craft reactor building, right? Like all this different stuff. And maybe even sometime down the line we'll like centralize our AE system and link everything up. But we'll get there when we get there. What I want to do today is get started with the building. So I didn't have a lot of Thaumcrafty related buildings, oddly enough. I had a couple people submit some cool looking astral sorcery buildings and a cool blood magic building and a couple other ones, but I didn't get a lot of Thaumcraft buildings. So I went back further into my history of people submitting ideas for me for my series, and I got one that I didn't use in Enigmatica 2 that I'm going to use here. It's a pretty cool looking kind of structure. It's a little different. It's not like a straight up building, but it's very open and it's very neat looking, and I want to give it a shot. So we're going to see how that works out. But before we can do any of that, we're going to need a couple things. So from gadgets, we're going to need a copy-paste gadget, which I don't think I've made one of yet, right? Oh, no, I do have a copy-paste gadget. Okay, cool. So I did make one of those. Neat. We're definitely going to want our destruction gadget at some point. And then we're going to want our template manager, which should be cool. And we're totally going to need some paper for this. I'll just borrow some from my Thaumcrafty area. I can just borrow one piece of paper, right? Yeah. And not sure that it matters. I don't think I use these things anymore, so they can kind of go away, and we'll pop this dude down. Sweet. All right, so let's try pasting this in. I've got a clipboard here. Load it up. Hey, that looks cool. And what's great about this is it actually works. I'm actually pretty proud of that. Let's anchor this guy and see what he looks like positioned in the world. So that's cool. Neat looking structure. Very cool. A big open area inside here that'll be used presumably for my infusion and all the other stuff. And it looks like an appropriately sized structure. Let's kind of like anchor it a little bit higher in the air, maybe. And I can rotate you, right? Yeah, let's anchor that guy. Is that a better layout? Yeah. Just so you can kind of see what it looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I like that. That looks cool. And hopefully I've got all the blocks that I need for it. What I'm proud of, because I worked really hard to make sure this worked, is like even though this was copied out of the Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode pack, it works in this pack, probably because it uses a lot of the same mods. But like they're two different packs, but like they still work. It's cool. I like that. All right, so let's, I'll get you guys the paste bin link here. I'll drop it into chat because you know me, I'm going to forget to put this anywhere else. So there's the paste bin link in chat for you guys if you want to take a look at that. It's a pretty cool looking building and like appropriately sized, I think, for the area that I've thus far picked out. And the reason I say that is because some of the submissions were really cool looking, but they were like huge and monstrous. And I have problems filling in those large amounts of space, right? I'm a compact builder, so I like my stuff to be relatively compact and small. So when I have a building that's like this giant monster building, and then it feels empty because I didn't put a lot of things in it. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Anyway, let's figure out what block types we need for this. So we're going to need a handful of things. Wow, that's a lot of things, actually. But we can make it all work. So that's cool. So let's see, glass here. We're going to need a bunch of this stuff. Now, I could use, if I really wanted to... now, is that the right kind of glass? It is. Hey, so that happens to be gray bordered glass, so that's perfect. I got the right kind of that. And then we're going to need a bunch of smooth stone and cobblestone, which we clearly have some of available to us. And a few other things, but most of the rest should be pretty quick and easy to put together. Or I could use construction paste for a few things if I wanted to fill in some blanks that I don't happen to have. But why don't I start getting out my chisel and start converting a bunch of blocks and see where that takes us. plan? Cool. Let's cool. I'm gonna get 8 of you because that's gonna be about 512, and you needed 516 of those guys. Hopefully that's. I'm hoping that's. Let's see. I think. Hold on. We can do this, can't we? There's a thing in here that was recently added. Edit placement, ray trace fluid, undo anchor, mirror, rotate. Maybe there's a hotkey for it? Controls, category, gadgets. I didn't add this feature, but it's pretty cool. Material list. Let's find a hotkey that's not in use. Multiply sounds cool. Bing! Check that out. Well, isn't that cool? Ho-ho! That is amazing. I didn't add this. This was added, I think, by Mikey, who helps me out with stuff. But you can totally see, and look at that. You can sort by name. You can copy it. Successfully copied material list, and then you can it copies it as a list of text. So you can go ahead and paste it out into like a notepad or something. That is cool. That is super cool. All right, so that'll make life a little bit easy. So these are all actually cobblestone, which is pretty cool, excepting for the part that I think I just turned a bunch of cobblestone into smooth stone. So there's that we need to worry about. But that's okay. We should be able to manage. Do I have more cobblestone? I have a little bit. Okay, cool. Okay, so let me start converting cobblestone. Let's see, so that should be 512. And we're gonna need a lot of cobblestone, ultimately. We're gonna need like close to 1,000-ish. But let's get going with this stuff, right? So one of the big amounts of cobblestone, sort by count. Count, that way, yes, cool. So we need small disordered tiles, we need 516, right? So if we got 4 more of those, that should be 516 of small disordered tiles, and chisel them all. And then what I'm gonna do is stick them inside here, and if we look now, it should come up as we've got enough of those. Cool? Now we're definitely gonna need a lot more sand, and I don't have a lot of that. So I think I'm gonna, where's my journey map? Did I ever find like a good desert biome where I can go, you know, digging up Pahamar's beaches? Oh yeah, cool, southwest. Southwest we go. I think that's this way, right? Yeah, nice. All right, so I'm gonna dig up beaches, turn it into glass, I'm gonna chisel up a bunch of blocks, and then we'll be ready to paste this thing into the world. Just in case anybody doubted the gloriousness of this drill. Okay, are we clear? Any questions? And as a reminder, if you don't want to use the dank null to store stuff, see I don't have anything I need right now, you can shift right click any inventory, boom, and it'll bind the gadget to that inventory. And then when you mouse over, you'll see that you, in fact, after some short period of time of syncing, there you go, you do have the items, right? So we do have enough items of stuff. I need more cobblestone though, so yeah, that's gonna be a thing. I guess underground is where we're heading. Back in a few. All right, guys, we're back. So I got most of what I need available for me. I'm missing some kind of wood, and I'm missing some kind of wood planks, and I'm missing some kind of bookshelves. So I'm thinking, and if we take a look at these, it's ironwood, I think it is. Ironwood. Okay, cool. That's from Rustic. Well, that's neat. Okay, cool. But I think rather than collecting that, let's use construction paste. Does that sound cool? I'm down with that. So let's get ourselves like a decent paste container. So we're gonna want actually some construction paste before we can make the paste container, so let's do that. So what we're gonna want is, there's a couple ways to process this, right? The standard approach to making construction paste is by making construction block powder and then putting that in water, and it turns into a construction block, which you can then break to get construction paste. It's cool, but there's a more advanced way of getting it now, courtesy of some additions that were added here. Well, that's interesting. Oh, you're, I guess you're, okay, yeah. So what we can otherwise do is get dense construction chunks, which you can get by running dense construction blocks through some kind of crusher or pulverizer or something like that. And basically you get 4 of them every time, and that sounds pretty cool, right? So you can also get that from the dense construction powder being fluidized, either fluid transposers or, like I said, placing it next to water. So, you know, you can automate these that way, but it's also fun to automate them like with annihilation and whatnot planes. So let's get so let's see, I'm gonna need like, let's do this, let's get like, oh hello, more than that obviously, and you know, clay, because balance, I needed to balance this thing, right? So we should have a healthy amount of lapis, right? Yeah, we're pretty good there. Not bad. Could use a little bit more clay. So that should be a healthy amount of construction paste. Okay, cool. So there's a few ways you can go about making this construction paste stuff work out. One approach that I like to use is the building gadget. There's a sneaky, almost unintended effect of the building gadget, which is when you do an undo, it gives you the block that's in that block space, regardless of whether it's the block that was placed there by the gadget. It just says, hey, that's a block space, I'm going to give you the block in it. So a neat approach is to use the building gadget here. And let's see, if I bump your range up, it shouldn't matter too much, right? But if I do that, right, look, the construction block is forming into the dense construction blocks. And then if we undo, we get our dense construction blocks. How cool is that? So that's one approach to getting that stuff. Isn't that neat? I like that one way. Boop, 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 and boop. Hey, cool. I think I just used all my construction blocks. So that's like a really quick, like, that's a fun way to get yourself some dense construction blocks, right? And now we just have to process them. So sure, why not? We'll toss them into the pulverizer. And in this instance, what I'm going to do is put it in that mode, right? I'm going to put these guys in here, and they should start cooking pretty quickly. And what we'll find is both directions should work pretty well. So we'll get our dense construction chunks. We'll get 4 per block here. And then when it's done processing all the blocks, it'll pull in the chunks and process them. Sneaky Dyer is sneaky. I like that. Pretty spiffy, right? I should really speed these machines up at some point. I mean, tick accelerating is great and all, but if you really want to tick accelerate it, we don't really have the power to do that, so, you know. And then it should suck those guys in, and then it's 1-to-1 construction paste, right? And then we can use this stuff. I wouldn't mind 1, 2, 3, 4. I forget how much these hold, but I'll get a tier 2, because why not? And that is pretty cool. And then I think you can just drop it on the ground, and when it picks up, it should go into your paste container. And then the alternative is, is it still set up that I can right-click the paste container and it'll fill up from your inventory? Hey, cool, it still works. Ah, nifty. I like when things that I originally made work still. Oh, I have more dense construction blocks to do. Sweet. But not the glass, just the dense construction. Cool beans, right? So then I just right-click that guy and it sucks up all the stuff. Now, if we look in here and we hold shift, we'll see that we need 579 construction paste if we want to exclude the things that we don't currently have. So see how it's telling you at the bottom there, like, hey, you don't have this wood and this bookshelf stuff, so you need 379 construction paste if you want to use construction paste. In theory, you could use construction paste for every block of the build, but, you know, not really necessary. It's pretty cool as it is. That's going to be fast until we run out of power, which is going to happen very quickly. Boop. And now we should have enough, right? Yeah, 379 construction paste. We definitely have enough. So let's go outside and place this thing. Deal? Does that sound cool? I think it sounds cool. Before I do that, I want to kind of remove what's out here and then be ready to paste into the world in a place that I like, right? Seems fair and reasonable. Now, my hope is that I can place this in an intelligible place. I don't know if I have a position in mind. What I do want to do is make sure that wherever I place it, the front door is facing my back door. So right now, the front door is where? On the opposite side. So what I'm going to want to do is boop, boop, rotate it twice, and then move this such that it's in good shape, right? Now I kind of do want it flush into the ground. So how does this look? This looks pretty good, except that this thing's in the way, but we can move this thing. Whoosh. Do I have a bucket? I do. Good job, Direwolf, having a bucket. Looks good to me. And then if we decide we want to rebuild that infernal furnace at some point, because like I said, I really don't think I'm going to be using it a lot. I definitely have better options for furnaces and whatnot, so I don't think I'm going to be using it a lot, but, you know, just in case. Now, is that too far back, or do we want to move that a little bit closer to our base? I think that's pretty cool, right? I think that's pretty cool. It's a little bit far back. I mean, it reaches far back into these trees back here. But I don't want to, like, feel crowded. I want to have, like, a little bit of space, right? And I wouldn't mind if you were lined up right here, because then I could turn this into a back door, too. So are you lined up centered? Wow, you kind of are, aren't you? That was by mistake. Are you perfectly centered? You should be moved over 1. So what I realistically want is that. So then if this was my back door leading out here, right, then I would be whoop, right into my thaumcraft area. Oh, I like that. I like that. Now let's do this. Let's do 8 and 8 and 8 and 8 and a depth of 1, and that should be cool. Right? Now, if we're looking at where this thing starts, it's realistically over here-ish. So, yeah, that looks pretty good, right? And that goes all the way, wow, that's big. It's bigger than it seems, but I'm down with that. So I think realistically what I want to do is something like this, and then like that. And then like this, and then like that. And do I have my dark axe still? I do. You would be super helpful for me right now, Buster. I should put some kind of speed on this thing, because it's not particularly fast. And I'm spoiled. I really am. I'm spoiled by the other thing that I'm used to having. All right, so that comes over here. We're gonna put you guys away. Nice. Just trying to keep the area semi-clean. It's out of range. Really? From that close a distance, you're still out of range? Goodness gracious, Direwolf. Okay. A few more. Yeah, that looks a little bit cleaner, right? How does this look now? Ooh, that's looking good. Do we have a little bit of overlap here? No, I think we're cool. Right? Is there anything here? There is, actually. So let's do... Is there anything here? Nope. So worst case we're talking about is just this row. And then what I'll do is I'll fill in the ground with dirt again after I have this building placed. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I just want to make super sure. Yeah, and then you're all cool back here. Looking good, and it should overwrite any plants. Yeah, should. You, sir, though. It overwrites any overwritable block. So anything that you can, like, that you can like normally just like overwrite. I don't actually know if you can overwrite these flowers, but like tall grass it can overwrite, like this. Anything that you can right click and overwrite. So flowers, no, but tall grass, yes. Okay, that looks cool. Let's sleep through the night and then paste this bad boy into the world. And hopefully it works out for us. I think it should. Okay, ready? So now the blocks that are going to be construction paste are going to be these guys in the middle of the room, right? And the floor. Okay, so let's paste it up. Whoosh. And then the construction paste hardens, and we get a very cool looking structure here. I like it. I like it a lot. We just have to fill it in with dirt again, and then we're cool. I'm okay with this. I think this is good. So let's put that guy away. We're gonna tab it up to get into our thing here. Put this junk away. Where is my building gadget? You used a bunch of my paste, a majority of it. You, sir, I would like to be in surface mode. And with place on top. Boop. And then we'll just kind of get this stuff filled in a little bit. I don't think it needs to be super filled in. I just want to fill in any gaps that like look stupid. Right? So stuff like this. Fuzzy off. That's pretty good. And then fuzzy can be back on for this part. Okay. Nice. Pretty cool, right? I like it. And technically, that sandstone wasn't needed. That was just there for when whoever made the structure there. By the way, I should announce who it was that I got that structure from. So this came from S-Starns3, believe it or not, back in December of 2018. So he submitted this cool looking structure about a year ago, believe it or not. But I think it's awesome looking. Yeah, it looks really cool. I like the primal void stone up at the top. That's like a nice centerpiece. I like the bookshelves kind of floating around. Very magical, and the glowstone in the right position. Like, that is neat. I like it. I like it all. I think it's cool. I'm down. I like the structure. And it's made out of cobblestone, because, you know, that's one of Dyra's favorite building mechanics. But don't worry, not every building will be cobblestone. I think it looks cool. So I hope you guys like it too, because I think it's neat. So let's put away some stuff we don't need at the moment. Boop, boop. I'm going to put away my all this stuff. And then in here, we can do you guys. I had a few extra blocks of certain types just because I was a little bit lazy when making it. I know, shocking. It's a Dire thing. How did you guys get into here? You shouldn't be going into the iron backpack, as a matter of fact. I don't know how that happened. Everything else looks cool, so go away, you guys. Oh wait, I think I just figured out how it happened. I hit B instead of tab. There you go. Problem solved. Okay, so now let's move and put this stuff back, right? So I don't technically need you guys, but I do want to rebuild my arcane pedestal, and then I'm going to move all this stuff inside. Cool. So I'm thinking, obviously, this is some kind of centerpiece of the whole structure, right? So the arcane pedestal should chill right here, right? And there's your centerpiece. And then we can do this, and this, and this, and this. Just making sure I'm in single block mode. And I really need to expand that range. Give me the Salus to poof it again. And give that guy a good click. Now that I clicked him, can I scan him again? Nope, nothing new. Okay. And then you guys will be, as before, one block away from everybody. Sweet. That is cool. And what's the F7 show me? It's a little dark in the center of the room. So what I could do is like a feral flare lantern. Wouldn't be a bad idea. And he could maybe sit like here, and then that would discourage mobs from all these areas, right? And that'll start lighting up areas. See it happening? And then no mob spawns on this thing. Cool. All right, just whipping up a little bit more barrier stone. Cool. That looks good. And I guess what I'll do is, this is no longer, it doesn't make sense to have that glass up there. And what I'd also like to do is I'd like this to be a 3x3 entrance, if I may. So what if I did this? Just... That won't look too bad, right? And then we can barrier that up, just in case any mobs decide to show up. I think that looks cool. I think it looks very cool. I'm down with that. Hey, I got construction paste back. Yay. Alright, I'm down. I think that's cool. Yeah. Alright, let's put this stuff in there. So you guys are all going to not stack on me, right? That should be cool. For now. So you're centrally going to chill, like, right... Now, this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 7. That's what I thought. What did I have out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. So what I'm probably going to want then is we'll do like this. We'll do 7 across. And then we'll just go taller. Cool. So that means 4 more jars would be cool. No, 3 more jars would be cool to have. Now, they should realistically all be getting void upgraded and other things, but once we get deeper into thaumcraft, we can do that. But for now, glass panes. There's clearly more things that we need to get going on before we can do that. Actually, I've got 2 voids here, so... we're in pretty good shape. And then we've got an extra jar just for when needed. Cool. So we can get our alembic. And our ruin dude. Okay, that sounds cool. All right, so what I think I'm gonna do is stick this dude here, like that. No, I think we're gonna be augmenting this thing a little bit at some point, but I'm okay with that. Now it's getting dark, and this is kind of a test of did I do a good job lighting stuff up. Now you, sir, I wouldn't mind having you like, maybe I want you right here. I kind of like you. I want to move you over 1, don't I? Kind of want to move him over 1. Kind of want to move him over 1. He's kind of centered there, though. Let's see how it looks, actually. Let's put some coal in here, and we'll throw, like, you have aspects right now? Okay, you. How do the... Oh, yeah, he looks pretty good, man. I like that a lot, actually. I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. Okay, so Crucible's gonna chill here. Oh yeah, you were construction paste, that's right. I was like, why'd that wood break so fast? Oh right, it broke fast because it's construction paste. Can't even tell. I mean, that was the point of construction paste, right? Is you couldn't tell. Super proud of it. You can tell, right? You guys figured that out already? Now, do you still need water? I don't think you need water, do you? I don't think you need water. You don't need water, right? Or do you need water? You still need water? It's a good question, actually. Let's find out. I forget if he still needs water or not, so we're going to test it. We have some alienness, right? I guess not. Look at that. No more water needed. Well, that's handy. That's super handy. Okay, I'm down with that. That means you guys can go away. And then we'll want our research table to come inside. We've got... This is... What we have inside is not real bookshelves, so I'm suspecting that thaumcraft won't be fooled by that. Nor should it be. Nor would I want it to be. Right? But we can put this here, and then this here, and now we can do our research over here. That looks good. And finally, I think we want to move this chest inside, which is, you know, going to be fun, but fortune favors the bold. Come on, guys, everybody inside. Oh, good, you don't block item entities. Now, where's my iron chest? It should cycle around somewhere. Hungry chest? There we go, iron chest. Sweet. Okay. And then with you, sir, you can make me more bookshelves. Really? We have no wood? Like, not at all? That's a womp womp on Dyer's part. Okay, and you hang out... oh, Thaumic headache. Why don't I put you right in there? I think that looks nice, right? What do you guys think? Nice looking structure? I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. And everything should work just beautifully, actually. I'm down with all this. Alright, so let's do this. Let's wrap up the episode here. I'm going to call the Thaumic building complete. We've got all our thaumcraft stuff inside. I might want to just do a little bit more cleaning up of the area. Like if I said, you build to me. Hey, who's hitting me? It's not nice. I'm not hitting you. All right, yeah, so let's wrap up here. We'll come back next time and play a little bit more with some stuff. I don't know if we're going to continue doing thaumcraft for now. Obviously, there's a lot more thaumcraft to look at. A ton more. I don't know if that's going to be next episode or if I'm going to take a little break and work on other things. We'll see. But for now, Devil20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.